The Avdiivka endgame. After many months of extremely hard fighting, the Ukrainian-controlled city of Avdiivka has fallen to the Russian army. The question now is, what's next? Was this battle a unique situation where the Ukrainians, because of tactical successes by the Russians, were compelled to withdraw to more defensible positions, but therefore stabilizing the lines to prevent more Russian advances? Was this battle so expensive to the Russians in terms of manpower and equipment that their success can't be replicated elsewhere, or is something else happening? Could this be the beginning of the end of the Ukrainian cohesion, combat cohesion along their entire front? And the evidence points that this is the beginning of the end. Ukraine lost this battle for a number of reasons, but the most dominant of which is that they simply don't have the fire support necessary to stabilize the battlefield as they've done in the past. They have no more artillery rounds that enable them to, flood the battlefield, break up Russian attacks, support counterattacks. They don't have air defense to stop Russian air power from coming in and dominating the battlefield. They have insufficient drones to replace artillery as fire support. And even when they use the drones, because they can't stop the Russian air power, the drone operators are targeted and eliminated. Simply put, the Ukrainians are unable to hold their own on the battlefield. They were pushed out of Avdiivka, heavily fortified, if not the most heavily fortified position in the entire Ukrainian defensive lines. They've fallen back to defenses that aren't nearly as well prepared, but they're going to still have the same problems. No artillery, insufficient drone support, no air defense. Whereas the Russians didn't suffer the heavy casualties that the Ukrainians have said. Were there casualties? Of course. War is hell, and soldiers die. But the notion that the Russians, lost everybody, there's nothing left, is absurd. Russia's strength grows every day. Not only are they not suffering horrific losses on the battlefield, but they're getting stronger. 53,000 Russians have volunteered for service in the special military operation since January 1st of this year. Russia currently has 2, maybe 3 operational groups, each one possessing 40, 60,000 troops that are being positioned to continue the attacks against the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians can't stop them. So Avdiivka is not a one-of situation. It is a situation that will be replicated again and again and again, until which time the Ukrainian military is no longer able to mount a cohesive defense. And at that point in time, the special military operation will come to an end, because the military goal of demilitarization will have been achieved.